Hello, this is SKISM and you're listening to Bass Island with Vivien.
So hello SKISM and welcome.
Hello, thanks for having me.
You are known for being the DJ's DJ. In what sense?
Well, I guess I use a lot of turntables. I use 3 or 4 turntables opposed to whereas most people use 2. And I think, but the fundamental difference between me and a lot of the dubstep DJs around at the moment is that I come from a DJing background, whereas a lot of the younger kind of generation of dubstep producer comes from producing music and then being thrown behind the decks to then play their music live, whereas I come from just really DJing. That is my true passion. I come from using like 3 vinyl turntables, mixing drum and bass, breakbeat, electro, all kinds of stuff. And that's my main drive. I produce music so I can DJ. So I put a lot of effort into my shows and a lot of thought into my mixing and what kind of tunes go together and routines, and people call them mashups, but you know, double drops and stuff like that. So I think that's, you know, that's why I guess that's why you said that, but that's the reputation I seem to have gained for myself. It's a few of us, like N-Type, he's a really good dubstep DJ, and then from other genres there's, you know, people like Andy C would say he's the DJ's DJ of drum and bass, you know. You know, I didn't call myself that, just to make that clear. That's just you know, what's happened naturally.
So when did you actually start producing?
I started producing music in 2005, and I started off making kind of drum and bass and breaks, and I had some stuff out under different names, and then through the years, kind of the breakbeat sound kind of changed into sort of more electro stuff, and then in 2009. I started, late 2008, early 2009, I started hearing dubstep that really caught my imagination. Stuff by people like Rezo and 16-bit and people that were bringing the heavy sound in. And I've always loved heavy music. I come from a heavy metal background. That was when I started making dubstep, and yeah, I haven't really done anything else since.
All of the important collaborations you did, such as the one with SKISM, Flux Pavilion or Foreign Beggars, how did all these collaborations come about?
Friendship, as simple as that. The Foreign Beggars have been friends of mine for years, and we've done work together in the past. And you know, they're signed to my label. Well, they were signed to my label, Never Say Die, for the first 2 years of it being run. So that was a natural thing to happen. Flux, the first dubstep gigs that I was doing all seemed to be with Flux, and so we bonded really quickly. And he obviously remixed Cracks for my label Never Say Die, which was our biggest record. And we've always kind of considered Circus as a sort of sister label. So us making a tune together was also just a natural thing that happened. And then obviously we're both really good mates with the Foreign Beggars, so we were going to get them on it. So it really is just like, you know, you make tunes. What I do, I only make tunes with people I feel really comfortable with in the studio, and they happen to be my friends. Same with Excision. You know, I stayed with him in Canada when I was on tour over there, and yeah, just having fun in the studio.
And are there any other artists that you'd like to collaborate with in the future?
Well, I'm doing some collabs at the moment, and again, they're friends and close colleagues. I'm doing a couple of things with Zomboy, who's our latest. He's our protege. He's like, you know, I think he's the future of music. And I'm really lucky to have signed him to the label. We're doing a couple of things together, different tempos, so it might surprise a few people. And I'm also, you know, collabing with some other old friends of mine. I can't release information yet at the moment, but I like working with people. I've sort of spent a long time working on my own, and I think I've missed having someone there to say, "That's rubbish, what are you doing?" or "That's really good, carry on doing it." I sort of went a bit insular, and making music by yourself can be quite hard sometimes because you spend so long listening to one thing, you lose perspective on what you're doing. So it's always fun to have someone there, especially if they're a friend, just to kind of laugh at you when you're doing something stupid or big you up when you're doing something good, you know.
I know that you're currently in the studio busy finishing your next releases. Do you want to tell us any anticipations? When are they going to be released?
Yeah, well, I've got a single coming out in April, which is like a drum and bass drum step kind of crossover tune called Experts. And that's got a bit of a message in it, just like my rave review track that I did last year. It's got one of the similar kind of sample. After that, we're doing a Never Say Die compilation in association with UKF Dubstep. all the artists from the label are putting forward exclusive tracks for that. So there's going to be like a CD with like 6 exclusives and the rest of the back catalogue, and then a CD mixed by myself as well, and we'll be touring that through kind of May through the summer. And then after that I'm going to release another EP. I'm just at the moment like taking some time out of gigs to work on music because I've spent so long touring over the past year. I haven't had a chance to really get my teeth into the studio, so I'm just really focusing on that at the moment. Lots of stuff coming.
You mentioned Zomboy. Are there any other fresh releases or artists that you'd suggest?
Yes. Well, coming from our label, we've signed a guy called Eptic from Belgium, who's ridiculously young. It makes me sick. He's really good jump up kind of style stuff. He's got an EP coming out really soon. There's loads of new people coming through. It's quite alarming how quickly people are learning how to make music now and how good they're getting really quickly. So a guy Habstract from France, really feeling his stuff. We've signed some stuff from him, and the new Zomboy stuff is ridiculous. It's just next level. So yeah, we've got so much music to put out, and we're looking after all these artists on the label. It's kind of hard, you know, scheduling the releases. Some of them aren't going to be out for ages, but yeah, there's a lot of stuff to look forward to.
And then tell us about this legend or this story about your debut EP that was banned back in 2008. Is that a true story? What happened?
Like, it's quite... the fact that people think that was real makes me think that I could probably get away with even stupider shit. It was just a joke. I just wanted to do something funny to promote my EP Down With The Kids, and I really didn't know how people were going to take what I did, so it was a bit of an experiment. But basically it was my homage to Spinal Tap, which is, you know, a fake documentary about a rock band, and I thought, I wonder if anyone's done this in dance music, and no one had. So I put on a stupid wig and acted like a dick, and people thought it was real. So yeah, I don't know, I might do it again, but like none of that was real. It didn't get banned.
So you said that you started out in a metal band. That's new to me. Tell us about it.
Oh yeah, back when I had hair. I used to be in bands when I was a kid. I used to be a singer in a band. We never really did much, but like, you know, we were all right, I suppose. But metal was my true passion. It's the only music that really makes me kind of feel. And I guess I kind of try and translate that into my music as well, just in terms of impact and riff-based music. You know, I guess I've always got that influence. I also generally sample quite a lot of metal as well. The track that I did with Excision, you can hear it in that. It's very like, you know, sort of heavy metal kind of style. But yeah, I've done all kinds of music. Dubstep's my latest thing, but I think I'll probably always be involved in music somehow. I don't know what genre is going to come next, but I'm sure I'll just get my grubby little fingers into it.